Good evening, cruise fans. This is Bill with Galveston Cruise Reviews. Like most of you, I'm anxious to get back on a cruise ship as quickly as possible, but I don't know when that'll be because of the realities of the public health crisis. So, I'm doing two things. The first of those is I poured myself my favorite cruise ship cocktail, an old fashioned. And if you're really, really nice to me, I'll give you the recipe for how I do it because that's fantastic. That's not why you're here tonight, though. You're here because you want to get some sense of when cruises will resume, and I think we have a little bit more information tonight that might actually tell us something. Up until this point, what's been happening is that the major cruise lines have been rolling out cancellations for roughly a month at a time. And that's been frustrating because we've suspected for a while that cruises in the early summer just weren't going to go. Until earlier today, both Carnival and Royal Caribbean had announced cancellations through early to mid-June. Earlier today, however, Carnival gave us more information that I think tells us a little bit more about when cruises will actually start. Specifically, Carnival announced that all cruises are shut down through July the 31st. That means if you've got a Carnival cruise booked anywhere in the world and it's on or before July the 31st, it's not going to sail. From there, though, Carnival's doing something that I think is awfully smart. They're not saying on one day all of a sudden, yay, cruises are going to open, because that's not how it was ever going to work. What they're saying instead is that they're going to do a phased roll-in. Now, my crystal ball is broken. I don't know for sure if this is how it's going to work or not, but it seems to me like something that at least could be true, right? When they initially canceled sailings for about 30 days, so I've got an 11-year-old child in the room next door. Sometimes he tells me stories that are bad stories, right? Like they can't be true. And once they shut down cruises, we knew it was going to be longer than 30 days. For the first time, I think that Carnival's press release tells us something about actually how long cruises might be shut down. Specifically, through July 31st, all cruises are shut down. Now, on August 1st, cruises are opening, but they're only opening in 3 ports. Specifically, on August the 1st, cruises are opening up in Galveston, in Miami, and Port Canaveral. In Galveston, that'll be the Carnival Dream, the Freedom, and the Vista. In Miami, the Carnival Horizon, Magic, and Sensation. And in Port Canaveral, the Carnival Breeze and Elation. The reason I think that's so clever is Carnival's still struggling to get their cruise staff home. That means they're not going to be able to staff all the ships in the fleet all of a sudden. So, no sailings through July the 31st. On August the 1st, 3 ports will open, which may be something that Carnival's able to actually pull off. On September the 1st, they anticipate a much wider a much wider reopening, but it's still not going to be every ship in the fleet. I think this kind of phased roll-in tells you maybe something about how things will actually be. Now, that doesn't tell you a whole lot about the other cruise lines. However, for those of you who cruise out of Galveston, there's really 3 cruise lines you're concerned with. Carnival, and we've just heard about their plans, Disney, who typically doesn't sail out of Galveston in the summer, and Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean, as of today, has still only said that they've canceled through June the 11th, and that's awfully hard for me to accept. Galveston has been awfully slow to reopen relative to the rest of the state. The Port of Galveston has projected that they might not have any revenues for the rest of the year, so at least as a contingency, right, as an emergency backup plan. So Royal Caribbean right now is saying they're going to resume sailings on June the 12th. I would love that to be true because I'm scheduled to sail in early July. I don't think it is, though. My best guess is that Royal Caribbean is going to wind up doing something very, very much like what Carnival did. For one thing, what Carnival's order does is put them just beyond the 100-day limit in the order from the Centers for Disease Control, or the CDC. So, when will cruises resume from the United States? Well, we can't really be really sure. Effectively, the Alaska cruise season is shut down. Effectively, the cruise season from New York is largely shut down in other ports. But if you're in those 2 Florida ports, if you're in Miami or Port Canaveral, or if you're in Galveston, Carnival's giving you a real ray of hope that they may open up sometime soon. Royal Caribbean obviously may elect to take a different plan, but it looks to me like you shouldn't plan on sailing any time before August the 1st, and then sailors in the southern part of the United States may have some options available to them. We'll obviously keep you posted as soon as we learn more. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, we would love it if you would hit like and subscribe, because Galveston Cruise Reviews wants to provide the most useful content we possibly can to our fans. Thanks so much for following along. Please hit like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please enter them in the comments section below. Please stay safe and look for our video on how to make the perfect old fashioned sometime soon. Happy sailing.